Good afternoon, Ginger Zee here. I really did not have myself together, but we're here now, and I am so ready to do this with you. We are going to be cooking with Chef Josh Capon, and I want to get I'm getting the recipe as if I need that. I'm going to have a chef right with me, and you are too, and this is the beauty of what we get to do on these easy eats here on GMA's page. There he is. Oh, Jeff. I said Jeff. I'm so sorry. My son was just here. I was running around. Chef Josh Capon joining us right now, and we are going to be making burger tonight. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm like, we know each other. I don't know how my son was telling me, he was so upset with me. He caught crabs that were already dead in the river today and wanted me to eat them. And so we were having a bit of a fight. So I apologize that I was so disheveled right at the top of this.
That is totally fine, but you're not supposed to eat dead crabs or dead lobsters. That's my only advice.
You know, and we were trying to explain. He's 4, so we were trying to explain to him why Mommy couldn't eat that and why I wasn't being rude, but you can't eat the dead crab. And he said, but you love seafood. And I was like, oh, it's also out of the Hudson, and it's like this big. I don't know, honey. There's a lot of reasons. So, boy, am I glad to see you.
Just cook up something else and tell him with the crab, and give him a can of tuna fish. He'll say it's delicious.
That's a good idea. How are you?
Ginger, I got to correct you one thing. It's Capon. Last name is Capon. You got to get my name right.
Oh, I am so sorry.
It's all good.
I didn't have a pronouncer either. This is starting really well. This is going very, very well.
Totally fine. Everybody gets it wrong the first time. It's all good. How you doing? You holding up?
I'm great. So let's get it right and make sure people follow you, because Chef Capon is your Instagram.
Yep.
And it is C-A-P-O-N.
That's it. You got it.
So that people can find you on there and make sure to follow. I'm sure you've been very busy throughout all of this time. That's the thing, is a lot of people become more busy even though they're isolating at home. Is that what you've been up to? We've been
cooking up a storm. I mean, for me, this whole thing, Amanda, come here. For me, this whole thing is being in the restaurant business is a double whammy. There's not there. It's been a bit of a double whammy. Just the pandemic is one thing, but the way it affected the restaurant business is a whole nother. But we've been cooking at home. I started something called Cooking with the Capons. And this is my daughter, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
She's been helping me out in the kitchen left and right. She's been learning how to cook. She's my camera girl behind the camera today, so she's going to help us out a little bit as well.
Thank you, Amanda. I am loving it, and I'm sure you've been. Are you doing all right? Is school okay? It's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah, we ended today.
You did?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And she's graduating. She's graduating 6th grade tomorrow virtually. Sorry, 8th grade. 8th grade. My bad. My son graduated 6th grade today. She's graduating 8th grade virtually.
Oh, congrats, Amanda. That's really, really special. I'm really glad that we got to do this, and I'm glad that you're going to be helping us today. That's the thing.
Sure.
Is I've got the grill started. I don't know. It's smoking somehow. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, are you cooking on a griddle or are you cooking outside on a grill?
I got the grill started because I figured that can't hurt.
That's fine. You can cook it on a grill or a griddle. You're inside though, right?
I'm inside right now because I figured if we do the onions and all that stuff, I can do that in here and then just do only the patties when we, back and forth. So we should tell everybody what we're making. It's burgers, but it's the Beyond Burger.
That's right. We are doing Beyond Burgers, which is an incredibly delicious burger and better for you and the environment. So it's like a double whammy. I've been eating about 2 of these things a day because I actually want to thank Beyond Meat, because they supported me and my restaurants for about the last month. They put a lot of my guys back to work, and we've been cooking about 1,000 burgers a day for people on the front line, which has been pretty amazing through their program, Feed a Million. So a big heartfelt thank you to everybody over there for putting my guys back to work and for doing some charity work as well and feeding a lot of people on the front lines.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I know I got notes about what you've been doing and the work you've been able to do, bringing a plant-based meal to frontline workers that need it. And to eat is one thing, but to actually have something healthy to eat and something that will keep you going and keep you, nutritionally sound has got to be even more appreciated by them, and definitely shows the appreciation from Beyond Meat and from you. So thank you for doing that. And I know this is the question. You said it well. Environmentally, that to me, when I think about meat, I'm not the person you want to go to the grocery store with, because I'm so obsessed with knowing where it came from, what the farmer was doing, how they practice, what they do. And so when you talk about cattle, there's a lot of variables, and you know there are a lot of rules, and you have to kind of go very small if you want to do it super well and do it as environmentally friendly as possible. Yep. But this takes all that guesswork out. And I think when people see a patty like this, if they've never tried one, I think their initial feeling is probably, no way is that going to taste like meat.
Now, by the way, and not only does it taste like meat, I mean, look, is it a hamburger? No, it's not a hamburger. But it's a great, healthy option. And what I love most about it is the way it cooks. And we're going to show you in a second, the way the meat cooks, it actually caramelizes the same way as a burger does. And it gives you that exterior crunch that you're really looking for. And also, when you use this as chopped meat, they also sell a product called crumbles, I think it's called, where you can do tacos, or you can make ground meat for lasagna. And the way the meat crumbles and takes on that caramelization and whatever flavor you want to add to it also works really, really well.
See, and I've done that with sauce, and my husband was like such a skeptic, and I did it with Beyond Meat to do it like with a meat sauce.
Yeah.
And he was really into it. He was like, wait, how much better is this for me? What does this do? And it, you know, just environmentally, I know that the numbers are really high of how much less water it takes, how much less, you know, so that part alone is attractive to me. And then to be able to marry it in a bunch of sauce seemed like it worked. Today I'm interested. Today I want to see, because we haven't done this before. So.
Yep. And I guarantee you
know,
tell it was a Beyond Meat sauce. He would have just said, this is a great meat sauce that you made for me.
Right. This is plant-based, and that's what we usually do is like full plant. Like we try not to get too far away from that. We do a lot of meals without meat in general. So to have an option is I guess a nice way if you especially need that feeling of meat, and that's what this gives, right?
Definitely makes you more comfortable eating it. That's for sure. There's no question about it. Let's get cooking. You ready, Ginger?
Let's do it.
All right. So whenever I cook, whatever takes the longest, you do first, right? So we're going to caramelize some red onions. I happen to love caramelized onions on my burger, especially on a Beyond Meat burger. So I'm going to take one big fat red onion. I have a nice hot pan going behind me on the stove. You got a pan heating up.
And you have just a red onion chopped. I did not.
I got a red onion that I'm going to chop up right now. You got a red onion around or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You got a hot saute pan or something on the burner?
I can do that.
Okay. Get a pan going on a high burner.
Like a pan this way?
Caramelize some red onions. Yeah. Hey, get over here. What up, buddy?
Hi.
This is my son, Max. This is the guy that just graduated 5th grade today.
Hi, Max.
Virtually.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You had fun?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. All right, so we got one big red onion. And again, this is the kind of stuff I always talk about entertaining at home. This is the kind of stuff you have ahead of time. So when your company comes over, everything's ready to go. There's a term called mise en place, which just means everything in its proper place. So I got my buns, I got my burgers, I have my caramelized onions that we're going to make with the aioli. Just everything ready to go. I got my sliced cheese. So when your guests come over and you're going to make some beautiful Beyond burgers, you got everything you need, not running around like a crazy person.
Yeah.
So I'm just chopping up this red onion. Are you with me?
I'm with you. Do you want me to put oil in the pan yet or no?
Yep. Nice hot pan. We'll put oil in there in a second. I'm just chopping up my onion first. Okay. I got a hot pan over here. I just took it off the burner. I'm going to add a little extra virgin olive oil. You can use olive oil. You can extra virgin. My wife likes avocado oil these days. Any kind of oil you want. Okay, make sure it gets hot and sizzling. Okay.
Okay.
We have that nice high heat. Amanda's going to go a nice steady camera work over here. Caramelizing. That's going to take about 10 minutes. We're going to season it with some salt and pepper.
Okay.
Of every dish.
Move this down. Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
All right. How you doing? Let me see yours.
I'm in. Hold on.
Looking good. You're sticking
I don't
right
have an Amanda, so.
You don't have an Amanda. I'm pretty impressed. You're a one-man show over there.
One woman.
How are you? You miss being in the studio and miss being with the whole crew?
You know what? I miss certain, the people part of it, like especially the meteorologists that I work with in the morning. We FaceTime and stuff, but it's not the same. But it has been, I've been once we get through all of the technical issues that we've had for, the last couple of months and the stress of that, I have been so grateful to be home. Being able to wake up and see my boys when they wake up is everything. I mean, that's worth every audio fail, everything, and I'm just grateful for the time. And we had coronavirus early, right when everything was happening. And so to be able to have the health and the ability to say, we at least know what it does in our bodies. I feel really lucky to have the antibodies now, even though we don't know what that means exactly.
In a weird way, you're almost lucky that you got it already, and you're kind of hopefully past it. So it's kind of
in a strange way, and how grateful we are that we didn't have like the extreme reactions, or to know that. So yeah, everything's good. You guys good, or health wise?
Health wise, we've all been good. So far, knock on wood, but who knows? But I will tell you, especially I know you work super early mornings. It must be nice to be home a little bit, waking up with your boys and hanging out for a little while. So just enjoy the break while we can.
And what would you say, because you mentioned it at the beginning, and I know you've been doing a lot with the frontline workers, and you were able to get some of your staff back to work, but a lot of restaurants haven't had that. I know that, it's tough to tell people, well, do takeout. We've been doing it as much as we possibly can instead of just cooking. That's a great way to support, but now that things are like half opening, how are the restaurants going to make it? If you're at 30% capacity, how's it going to work?
Listen, Ginger, I'm not going to lie to you. That's the big question. I mean, restaurants that operate at 100% all the time, it's still not an incredibly profitable business. So even talk about operating at 50%, I hate to say it, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up, and especially in New York City, where the rents and the expenses are so high, it's scary. We're not, I know, okay, we can do outdoor dining. My restaurant don't have outdoor dining. Garlic Meat Company does. We're going to open up that patio as we can. But it's going to be very challenging to operate at 50%. And who knows if we're even going to be full at 50%. That's the crazy thing.
So from our side, from people who aren't, they're caramelizing. But from our side, what can we do? I guess that's an important thing to tell people.
Listen, all I can say is support restaurants, whether it's takeout, whether it's delivery. When we're reopened, come by, eat outside. And as much as I encourage everybody to cook at home these days, a lot of, we're doing meal kits. We're selling proteins, raw. Raw fish bar. We're doing incredible sushi. Just whatever restaurant you can, support them. Cook a couple days a week, order in a couple days a week. Just get out there and support, especially in New York City, because we need it now more than ever. No question about it.
Yeah. So there is a question mark in the bottom left of everyone's screen. And if you guys have a question, you've got a chef right here. So you can ask questions about, I'm sure, anything that's appropriate, and I'll be able to go through there. Let's see. People just said yum so far. That's all I've got. Yum. So that's good.
Amanda, if you see any good questions, you let us know.
I saw one.
What do you got?
When you do 50% in the restaurants, can you still do takeout?
Somebody asked if we do 50% in the restaurants, can we still do takeout? 100%. We can do takeout and delivery all day long, and hopefully people come to eat in the restaurants or outside the restaurants as well.
Yeah. We've done so much take. It's wonderful. Okay, looks like people are proud that I'm caramelizing onions. They're very proud.
Love it. And by the way, caramelized onions all day long. Keep them in your refrigerator. They're always a good thing to have around, whether on a piece of fish, chicken, steak, whatever you got. They're great in sauces. Growing up as a kid, my mom reminds me, I used to hate onions. Now, I don't eat anything without onions. It's a great foundation. It's a great flavor profile, especially caramelized because they bring out all that natural sweetness.
And is there a reason we're using the red over the white?
I use red and white. I happen to really love red onions. I think they're a little bit sweeter. But I also caramelize some Spanish onions, which we're going to do our aioli right now. You ready to make our aioli? Ready. All right. So, aioli, what is it? It's a fancy word for mayonnaise, to be honest with you. I'm going to take some mayo. And by the way, these are just recipes. I always say recipes are just ideas. So just take them and run with it. I took some mayo. I took some garlic confit. Man, I get a good shot of that. This is another good thing that's great to have keep in your fridge. These are garlic cloves. These are just garlic cloves that I simmered in extra virgin olive oil till they're completely golden. And what happens is they literally just almost fall apart with my spoon. And they give great garlic confit flavor. And they just mash up really, really easily because I cook them nice and slow.
Now I didn't do that. Is that all right that I don't have that item?
That's okay. Next time. Next time. But the great thing, you also, when you make it, you get garlic oil too out of it, which is also a great thing to have in your fridge.
How long does that take? Can I do it real quick? Or is it...
No, it's going to take about 15 minutes. Do it next time.
Okay.
Okay? I also made some caramelized onions. I took 2 white Spanish onions.
Yeah.
And I caramelized these as well. Man, I got a good shot of this. So these are just caramelized onions for about 15 minutes on a medium heat. Season with salt and pepper. I'm going to fold this into my mayo as well.
Okay.
I'm going to take a little splash of red wine vinegar. And I'm going to take about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, salt and pepper. All right? Again, this is something that you would also keep in your refrigerator ahead of time.
Yeah.
As it sits, the flavors all come together really nicely as well.
The aioli. I love it.
Aioli. And if you want to make your own mayo, you can make your own mayo too. Sir Kensington is a great mayonnaise as well if you want to use that. Whatever you like. It's almost like your own secret sauce. Everybody, when you make a burger, everybody's got their own secret sauce, which is normally just ketchup and mayonnaise. This is actually without any tomato product. I just think it gets a great flavor and really works well with the Beyond Meat patty.
Mm-hmm.
All
and
right?
just so, because a lot of people come in and out of these, I want to make sure everyone knows they're asking what we're making. We're making Beyond Meat burgers with that garlic aioli that you just saw being made there.
Yep.
And
we got
also,
some caramelized red onions going on a
Yep.
nice little heat.
And do you have any suggestions for egg-free mayo, Chef Jason Roberts?
I know Chef Jason Roberts. What up, Roberts? How you doing, Betty? Yeah, egg-free mayo, Sir Kensington. Here you go. My wife's asking me. Sir Kensington does a classic favorite. It's vegan, a vegan mayo with no eggs. It's made from chickpeas. Made from chickpeas. Great line of products, by the way. Lebanese. I know Roberts. All right, so you ready? You ready to start cooking on burgers?
I'm ready.
All right, so we have our aioli ready. I got my caramelized onions going. I got my buns going. And we have some sliced Gruyere cheese. Whatever you want to cheese, you can use. It's up to you.
Yep.
So, just like any burger patty, I am going to season this with a little bit of kosher salt and black pepper.
All right.
Okay, both sides. And I'm going to show you one little trick that I like to do.
Okay.
This is the trick that I do with all my burgers. Okay, and I'm going to do it with my Beyond patty as well. I'm going to take just a little dollop of Dijon mustard. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I just took a little dollop of Dijon mustard, and I'm going to take the back of my spoon, and I'm going to see what I'm doing. I'm going to smear it in there. Okay? I do this with my burgers. I do this with my Beyond Meat burgers. I think it just gives it a really unique flavor when it cooks on your grill or your griddle. All right? Are you with me?
I'm with you. I'm just getting that Dijon. I'm soaking in that thought of what that's going to taste like and what it's going to do on the burger.
Are you cooking your burgers outside, or where'd you say you're cooking?
Yeah, I'm going to bring my phone outside. You'll see. It's a real swift transition.
I love it. I'm doing a frying pan if you want to stay inside. Up to you.
No, I think might as well go out there. You know, I got the grill going, so let's have some fun.
All right, so I'm going to start mine here. You can see my griddle is smoking. Yep. I got this thing at about 450. I'm going to take this Beyond. You hear that sizzle, right? You hear that? That's what you're always looking for.
Hold on, I'm just going to set you guys down for 1 second. Look at that beautiful sky.
Wow, this is a beautiful sky.
All right.
Now, you can see my burger's cooking. I see your grill. You're looking good out there. I love it.
Great.
Okay, nice hot grill. Make sure you give that thing a little, you have a grill brush, Ginger?
Yeah, hold on. I didn't bring it out. Hold on, I'll run and get it.
Okay, no problem. Our burgers are cooking away over here. If you guys are cooking burgers at home, you can always cook them on a backyard barbecue, which is great, or you can cook them on a griddle or a flat top like I do it. I'm doing which is why I prefer griddle. But if you got a backyard barbecue, better than that either.
Okay, you just wanted me to clean it up a little?
Yep, just give it a little brush.
Mm-hmm.
Should be nice and hot.
Yep.
We don't want those burgers to stick.
All right.
I'll give you another little trick maybe for next time, but it always helps to wipe it down with a little bit of oil, like with a damp brand, with a little bit of oil. Wipe those grates so nothing sticks. Go for it.
Okay. And I have it on like medium. Is that about right?
Yeah, I would go even hotter.
Even hotter. Okay.
Yeah. What's really nice about these Beyond Meat burgers is they cook just like burgers. The fat actually drips out of them. They're going to flare up a little bit. Get a nice char and caramelization, no different than you were cooking a regular.
Okay.
People a little bit. Fold it up. Everything's folded up. Once you go down, all right.
Cool. What would you say? Have you had a lot of questions about Beyond Burgers? Like, what are some of the other things that you have to like convince people?
You know, it's funny. I don't know if you have to convince people. I mean,
Yeah.
what's fun is obviously you have vegetarians out there that only eat, plant-based food. What's interesting for me is seeing a lot of people who just love burgers. Maybe once a week they have a Beyond Burger. Just to switch up a little bit. It's a great option. It's funny because when you eat them, if you don't think that you're eating a plant-based burger, you just forget about it. You just think you're eating a delicious burger. And I've been averaging 2 of these things a day since the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
1,000 a day. And every time I walk into the kitchen, I see these things coming off the grill. They're just hot, buttery, and toasty, and I eat them every time.
Nice.
So.
And someone just asked what we put on top of the burgers. That was the Dijon Mustard. So that was your tip. That's all, Josh.
Salt, pepper, and a smear of Dijon.
What are the burgers made out of?
Well,
I know there's pea protein. I'm familiar with that part.
yeah.
You tell them what's in there, and I'm going to grab some salt and pepper.
They're made with simple plant-based ingredients, and most importantly, no GMOs, which is pretty cool as well. Man, you get a shot of those burgers cooking. Cooking away.
All right, I'm back. I just had to get a plate because I realized I didn't have that out here either. That would be helpful.
You got your burgers cooking on the grill?
They are. So how many minutes are we going?
We're gonna go about 3 minutes on each side.
I think this is interesting too. So like, do they cook like medium or medium? You know what I'm saying? Or do you cook them all the way through either way?
I usually cook them like a medium or a medium, but you can cook them all the way through.
Mm-hmm. Brandon.
To answer that question, they're mainly made from peas and brown rice, and the red color that you normally get from like a true burger comes from beef. It's kind of cool.
And I'm keeping the grill open. Is that good practice?
Yeah, you can keep it open. You can close it for a couple minutes. You want them to cook a little faster? I'm gonna flip mine. I'm gonna get in here.
Yeah, let me see the flip.
Ready for this? This is the
Yep.
moment of truth. You ready? This is what we call food porn. See that
Ooh,
caramelization?
that was good.
That's exactly what you're looking for. And if you feel that, it's got a great crusty exterior. The same way you would have a regular burger. It's crusty and golden and brown and delicious. And it's bite into a burger. It's all about texture, right? You want that salt inside, but you want that texture on the outside.
And then, are you like a dresser of a burger? Do you like to pickle it up and do all that? I know we're not doing that today, but is that you?
I'm not going to lie, I definitely do. I like lettuce, tomato, pickles, American cheese, and secret sauce. But this is also another option. Caramelized onions. I'm going to put on a little Gruyere cheese. Because as it's cooking, I'm going to put on some Gruyere cheese. Get over here, man. I'm going to put a couple slices of Gruyere.
Yeah, I've got some.
As it's cooking on the other side, we're just going to let that cheese melt.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
How are yours looking? Let me see yours.
They're looking good. Here, oh, sorry. There's my burger. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab my Gruyere.
My red onions, a little salt, pepper. All right, onions are ready to go. My burgers are cooking nicely. Look at you, Ginger. Looking good with those burgers.
Not bad, right?
You got some
They
grill
got-
marks on those? Those are
Yeah,
good.
that's a grill mark.
If you want to
They
show
got me
off,
the Gruyere's a little funny shape because it was from a nice piece of Gruyere.
okay. If you want to show off before you flip your burger, you do what's called you pick it up, turn it a 1/4 inch, and then when you flip it, you have hatch marks on your burger or on your chicken or your vegetables, like little cross marks.
That's like pro. That's pro level right there.
That's all right. That's all right. You're a pro. Come on, you're a pro. All right, so I'm gonna take a couple of my buns, right? Burgers are cooked. I don't know about you, but I like my buns just a little toasted. I like to pick them up and have that warm, fluffy texture. So I got my buns on here. Leave those a couple minutes as well.
Okay.
And then we'll bring this baby home.
So I'll keep this going, and you guys watch my burgers, and I'll go get a couple of buns because I like it that way too. My husband likes them not crisp, so I'll do one or two.
Even better.
Can I go back?
You got your cheese on your burgers? Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna finish this up. Once she's back.
I'm back.
You got your cheese on your burger?
Yeah, say it again.
You got your cheese on your burger?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. It's melting nicely.
Yep.
All right.
So what else have you been working on? Anything else coming up that we should know about?
I mean, right now we're just working on getting these restaurants back open. I mean, that's something we're all trying to face.
That's your sole focus, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to get everybody back to work one by one. You know, a lot of people out of work. It's been a very challenging time. There's no question about it. So.
Yeah.
All right, I got my buns nice and toasted. You see that?
Ooh, pretty.
Up to you. All right, man, get in here. We're going to take a little bit of our aioli. And what I really like about this aioli, it's nice and chunky. So you have a little more texture from the onions, from the roasted garlic. What's really important when you make a sandwich is make sure you get all sides of the bread. Every bite should be the same. That's the most important thing I can tell people when they make a sandwich.
Okay.
Every bite should be the same.
Like when you have a bad sandwich, it's like you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yep. My biggest pet peeve is when whoever's making that sandwich doesn't put the condiment all the way to the side, the crust of the bread. I think that's why kids never used to eat crust growing up. Because whoever made that sandwich was too lazy and didn't get that condiment out the outside.
You.
All right.
All right, you took it off, all right? Should I be taking it? Mine's got to be done, right?
Yep, I got my burger right there. That cheese is nice and melted. I'm going to take some of my smoking hot caramelized onions that have been seasoned with salt and pepper right on top of my burger to help melt the cheese as well. A little more color, a little more texture. All right. We're going to close these babies up. Okay, and believe it or not, just like a regular burger, I always say let your protein. Okay, and what that burgers, there's a lot. Just the rest, let the juice throughout the burger. Also create anticipation, right? All your guests are waiting for you at the barbecue. They want to see what's going on in there. I'm gonna give them 1 second. I'm gonna put on these pretty burgers here, and then I'll show you what we got. How you looking? You with me?
I'm with you. I'm just gonna do just some regular mayo so that
Fine. Ready? Bring it in, Amanda.
bring it.
I'm gonna give you a
That
moment.
burger
You
back.
ready for the money? You ready for the money shot?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Ready, Amanda? Nice sharp knife. Right in there.
Ooh,
I don't know about you, but that's a tasty looking burger right there.
that looks like a good burger. And in case you are just joining us, that is a Beyond Meat burger. That is not. It may look just like a burger, but it is not the norm.
Beyond Meat burgers, some roasted garlic aioli, some caramelized red onions. So way to go. And you know
All
what
right,
I would say, Ginger?
I'm doing it. I'm going all the way in.
The proof is in the pudding.
Hey, let's do it. Let's taste it.
So it's 5 o'clock somewhere. We could be toasting with a cocktail. But tonight we're going to toast with some Beyond Meat burgers. And again, I want to thank Beyond Meat for supporting me, my restaurants, and everybody on the front line by donating a lot of product and putting a lot of my guys back to work. And that's something I'll never forget.
And that's the beauty is the communities that you've been able to help through Beyond Meat. It's a lot of the things has to do with your work too. So thank you so much. Let's do it. To cheers.
Tasty burger.
Good.
And when you eat it, you really get the crust and the exterior. That adds a lot of caramelization, a lot of flavor to it, which is amazing.
Yeah. I think they're going to be very happy with this. I should get my husband up here.
Yeah, come up there.
He's in the middle of something with the dog. We'll get him soon. Thank you so much. The recipes, I'm sure you've got tons of recipes people can access. But the recipe for this, I know we're going to post on GMA's website.
Sure.
So people
And
can
also,
grab it.
there's also again, use the Beyond Meat, the crumbles and stuff to make tacos, lasagna, any way you use chopped meat. You'll see how delicious it is and how well it really works. Just always get a hot pan and get that caramelization because that texture is really important. Same way you make meat sauce. You just take a bite.
The second bite was even better than the first.
Ooh, that's a good sign. You always know when you go in for a second bite. That's a good sign.
It is. Thank you so much. I am so sorry about the mispronunciation at the top. And
Don't worry about it.
make sure that you follow Chef Capon right there. His name should be right there on the screen. Thank you for your time today. Thanks for being with us, and thank you for helping make this whole time a little bit easier for a lot of people. I know you've done a lot of good work, and we'll try to keep supporting you. We're going to keep eating out.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Say hello to Strahan and the team, everybody over there. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully we get back to normal real soon.
I hope so too. Thanks, Chef.
Thanks, Ginger. Thank you.
Bye.